Hi, and welcome back to HVAC Talk, Let's Be Real. My name's Renee, I'm one of the owners of LCS, and sitting next to me is an empty chair today. It's pretty cold out, so everybody had to get to their jobs. Speaking of the cold, on Let's Be Real this week, we want to give you some tips to keep warm and stay safe this weekend. It's supposed to be unseasonably cold, even for here in Indiana. The last time I checked, I think those lows for this weekend are going to be around -10, -11 degrees. And so we want to make sure that your home is safe and you are warm. So a couple of tips that we have. If you are running some errands in and out of your house, make sure you keep your garage door closed. It's easy to leave it open, especially if you're out shoveling snow or something like that, but you really need to keep that closed to keep that cold air out. Another tip is to remember that systems that are sized correctly for your home are actually designed to work well down to about 3 degrees. And so when we drop below that 3 degrees, furnaces that are working just fine can start to fall behind a little bit. That is completely normal. That may happen. It doesn't mean that you have an issue. However, if you notice that it's getting pretty cold in the house, don't let it go on for too long. You'll want to call an HVAC company, get a service technician out there, because with temperatures this cold, it's not going to take very long at all for that temperature inside to really fall. If there is an issue with your furnace, it doesn't generally fix itself, so just keep that in mind. It could be that it's just falling behind a little bit because it's so cold outside, but if you think you have an issue, make sure you jump on it. Of course, one of the most important things you can do is change your filter. When it's this cold, your furnace is going to be working very hard, and so making sure that you're not having any airflow restricted is going to make sure that it's running as efficiently as it can. Now, some other tips for you. Water lines. That's a big one when it's cold outside. Water lines can easily freeze and bust, and so make sure your hoses are disconnected from your spigots. That's very, very important. And if you have water lines that are on an outside wall, think of your kitchen, for example. Open your cupboards because that'll just allow some warm air to go through there when it's this cold out. One other tip that we have for you is if you happen to use a space heater or a kerosene heater or anything like that in your home, make sure you do not leave that running overnight. They are great for providing some warmth, but they're really not the safest, and you don't want to leave them unattended or on when you're not home or sleeping. So stay warm out there. It might be a fun weekend with some extra snow, but we want to make sure that everybody is warm and safe. Of course, if you have any questions at all, you know where to find us. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week on HVAC Talk, Let's Be Real.